So then what? Then you give yourself to something bigger than yourself. You give yourself something more important than me. Let's call it the truth. If the truth is more important than me, then you have to investigate what is the truth. What's the truth relatively in my relationships? What's the truth deeper in my subconscious? What's the truth deeper in my deepest secret hidden part of myself that no one else sees? And what's the truth under that? And what's the truth under that? That's self-inquiry.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Lila Foundation podcast, Heart to Heart with Eli Jackson Bear. I'm Lisa Schumacher. In this clip recorded in Ashland in 2019, Eli is speaking to a group of people attending his Enneagram of Awakening retreat. This was the last live event before the pandemic. Eli speaks to the group of the willingness it takes to give yourself to something bigger than yourself, so that when the grace of transcendent realization is upon you, you are open to receive it and be liberated from the habitual grasping of the animal drives for security, power, and connection. I hope this serves you. Thank you.
One of the great traps of the guru trance is that somebody has something they're going to give you, and you have to do something to get it. The truth is, nobody can give you anything. It's simply a matter of taking everything away. When everything is lost, when everything disappears, the truth of being shines. But you can't learn being. And that's a different category. And so we're here for realizing the truth of being. And in that, it's the birthing of love and fulfillment into the world. Because the world, as we see, is in a crisis. It's in disharmony. The disharmony and the disruption has been building for generations. And it's now to the point where it's broken through. The ice fields are shattered. The old thought forms are like ice fields that are shattered. No one believes them anymore. Because something new is being born as the old world is dying. And so we can't stop the dying process. It's in its own karmic momentum. The wheels have already been set in motion. But we can be the birthing process. We can be the birth of love in the world, the birth of fulfillment. And what this takes is the willingness to be completely truthful with yourself in examining yourself, to find out what the truth is. If you're willing to give your life for the truth sets you free. If you're giving your life to be a better person, a more spiritual person, a more compassionate person, a kinder person, a wiser person, a better whatever, that's good. Better that than the opposite. Better than, shooting crack and hanging out and getting loaded and wasting your life. Of course, better choices. But that's better. It's not transcendent. So what we need, two things. We need both transcendent realization and true character. And that's the test. You have to have both. And the thing is, you can't make either one. You can't make transcendent experience. No matter how hard you try, you can't force it. It's a state of grace that comes over you when you're open to it and you're receptive to it. But it's a receptiveness, not a forcing. And you can't build true character. Because the more you work on your character, the one who's working is the egoic identity that is the suffering. So that's the paradox. You can't work on your character and you can't cause realization, and both are the only essential things that are needed in a lifetime. So then what? Then you give yourself to something bigger than yourself. You give yourself something more important than me. Let's call it the truth. If the truth is more important than me, then you have to investigate what is the truth. What's the truth relatively in my relationships? What's the truth deeper in my subconscious? What's the truth deeper in my deepest secret hidden part of myself that no one else sees? And what's the truth under that? And what's the truth under that? That's self-inquiry. That's self-investigation. If you're willing to serve the truth, then you'll be able to see through all the conditioning, all the relative beliefs, the relative ideas of yourself and the world. You see through it with clarity to come to the truth of yourself. And that's why we're here. That's what brings us together. We're all on the same mission. Everyone if you're watching this live or you're in this room, we're on the same wavelength. We've tuned into something. It's something that's different from pop culture. Something has called us together, tuned us in. Because the world is in disharmony, obviously. You don't need me to tell you. We all see it. If you didn't see that, you wouldn't be interested in this. So how do we bring it to harmony? Disharmony means sounding wrong notes. When do we sound wrong notes? When are we out of tune? When are we out of time? In your own life, you know. When it's completely flowing, when there's no one there directing or stopping or starting, when it's totally in the flow, it's harmonious. Things happen effortlessly. And if it's not in the flow, if there's somebody who thinks they're in control, somebody in charge, somebody who says it should be this way, it should be that way, no, yes, but, better, worse, there's no rhythm. There's no harmony. It's disjointed. It's jangled. And this is what leads to what people call burnout. I didn't know what burnout meant for a long time. I didn't understand it. Like right now, I am more busy than I've ever been. I've got so many projects going on. And it's fun. I'm doing what I love, and it's fun. How could I burn out? I can overdo something. If I overdo it, my body will get tired, and maybe I'll crash, and maybe I have to stop for a couple of days or whatever. But that's not burnout. It's joy. So if you're not doing what is fulfilling to you, you burn out because you're driving with the brakes on. Because I don't want to do it, I should do it, I have to do it. If I didn't, what if I do? Oh, if only. And then you burn out because it's exhausting. It's exhausting to do what you don't want to do. It doesn't leave you satisfied. It's always hungry for more. So if whatever you're doing leaves you hungry for more, stop. Don't do more. Stop. It's not fulfilling. Whatever it is, if it leaves you hungry for more, don't follow it. It's so simple. Because if you do follow it, you'll have another rush or another whatever, another high, another something, and then you're hungry for more. But if you don't follow it, then that's the start of integrity. That's the start of actually building character. Then you have the character to say, I'm not moving in the face of all of my temptations, all of my desires, because I know better. I've done that. I've been there. I know where it leads. I don't have to. And when character is not established, then there's this overwhelming something that says, yeah, but this time's okay. This is different. This is just a little, it's only the weekend. It's only something that's not that might accept. And that's okay. Then if you tell the truth to yourself, you see, how did I get conned? How did I con myself that time? What story did I listen to that I believed that can let me continue to indulge in what leads to suffering? It's just so simple. It's all just about function. It's not about anything. No belief, no rules. Just what works. And so we're here to tell the truth about that. How we con ourselves. How we tell ourselves a story, which we're calling fixation, to justify acting out the animal drives with a story on top of them that has some deeper meaning for me personally. And how that becomes the way we keep ourselves enslaved. Continuing our whole life chasing desires and running from fear. Chasing security and running from the boogeyman. Chasing success, chasing money, chasing pleasure, chasing what we think will make us happy. Until we see enough times it doesn't make you happy. And you can stop. It's possible to stop. It's possible right now to finish everything, to be unmoving, to say it ends here. I end here. And that's why we're here. It's beautiful.
Thank you for listening. I love when he says the truth of this. Your life is the birthing of love and fulfillment in the world. It's so beautiful, so true. It is. If you're inspired by what you heard today, I'd like to encourage you to visit the Leela Foundation website at leela.org. There you will find the schedule for Eli's online meetings and retreats, and you'll find his books, interviews, and information also about the Leela School of Awakening. Again, thank you so much. I look forward to our next podcast.